A lot of people told me that it doesn't live up to expectation and it's not that cool, and they were wrong. Hey guys, it's Larissa. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here, and if you are, thank you very much for joining us today. Obviously you can tell by the title of this video, we're going to be talking about my 5 favorite cities in Europe. 5 cities that I went to specifically on my final semester when I was studying abroad, because I've been to Europe a couple of times, but this list is strictly from my study abroad experience, and that is because this video today is sponsored again by School Apply. So thank you, School Apply, so much for sponsoring this video. I love making study abroad videos, and this gives me an excuse to get back into doing that because I'm not studying abroad currently. I now live in Los Angeles and I'm not in college to be studying abroad. I love taking trips down memory lane, so now we get to go back in time a year to when I was studying abroad and relive all of those fun moments. If you don't know what School Apply is, it's basically a company that helps you find universities to study at abroad. I'll get more into it later in the video, but if you want to look down in the description below, I'll have information there if you want to read that while you watch. But let's just go ahead and get started with my favorite European cities. So when I did study abroad my senior year of college, I studied abroad in London. So obviously that is going to be on the list, London. I'm also, disclaimer, I am not putting these in any specific order because I couldn't. I love all of them probably equally. They're just such cool places and I think you need to go to them. But the first on our list, in no particular order, is London. Wow, I'm really using my hands today. Wow. But the first one on the list is London for multiple reasons. Number one, I think that London has the greatest transportation system. Just figuring out how to get around the city is very easy, and there's also an app called City Mapper. I'll put the little logo right here so you know what to look for. This makes it so easy to just travel around the city. You can put in your destination and it tells you what buses, what underground, what line, what direction, all of that, how to get there, and it's very easy. And there's just a lot to do in London that I think is very fun. There's obviously the historical landmarks like Big Ben and the London Eye and whatever, all of that good jazz. But on top of that, London is a big hub for culture, which I was very drawn to when I was there. There's just a lot of different types of people from different countries all over the world that live in London, so it's very cool because you kind of get to experience all of that in one place. One way that I like to describe it as is like Epcot in Walt Disney World, but like a real version, because in Epcot you can just travel around the park and you've been to multiple countries, and being in London it kind of feels the same way because depending on what part of town you're in or what you're doing for the day, you get to experience a lot of different cultures. So many beautiful parks to walk through and ride bikes and feed the ducks and all of that good jazz. You can also go to afternoon tea, which is very popular. There are a lot of really good places. I'll list a couple right here that you can go to that people really enjoy. I did afternoon tea at the hotel that I worked at. It was amazing, but you can really do it anywhere, and I think it would be a very similar experience. I don't want to get too exhaustive on this because I have made a video called my 5 favorite things to do in London, or top 5 things, something along those lines. So I will leave a tag for you to watch that and a link down below because I don't want to repeat myself. You know? The second city that I want to mention is Barcelona. I am obsessed with Barcelona, like obsessed. I went there for the first time my sophomore year of college, and then again my senior year of college. I've spent a couple of weeks there. I would like to spend more. I considered moving there after graduation. I love it so much for multiple reasons. First off, the culture, Spanish culture, has always interested me. I had a foreign exchange student who was from Spain live with me my freshman year of high school, and I learned a lot about Spain and her culture while she was with me. It just really piqued my interest at a young age, I guess, so Spain has always been high on my favorites list. The people are so nice and welcoming and laid back and just really chill and fun to be around. The food is incredible. I'm probably gonna list food on all of these. One thing that I'm sure you know Spain is popular for is tapas, which is little small plates, appetizer type things where you order several and then everybody just kind of shares it. That's the most common way of doing tapas. and that's really fun. And then like sangria and wine, and it's just a really cool atmosphere to be a part of. On top of that, there are also obviously a lot of cool landmarks and historical places that you can go to that are very popular in Barcelona. The most popular one, I think, that if you saw it like on Instagram, would be Park Güell. That's where a lot of people take their like touristy looking pictures. I have 2 pictures on like the bench, so I'll put those here. So that one's really good. That one's made by Gaudi. What is his first name? Anthony Gaudi. He also did the Sagrada Familia Church, which is like a really cool unfinished church, and he just has a lot of really cool architecture. There's like houses that he had made that I didn't actually get to see, but there's just a lot of really cool architecture to look at if you're into architecture. So I definitely suggest seeing all of those things. I think if you're going to be traveling to a new city, definitely look at the architecture and see all of the touristy things that brings people in, but also like find a back street and like a little local bar and have some tapas and some sangria and just have yourself a really good night. The next on our list is Venice. And I was very excited to go to Venice before I went, and then a lot of people told me that it doesn't live up to expectation and it's not that cool and blah 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 blah, and they were wrong. Venice was so cool. I also have a video in Venice. I vlogged it when I went with my parents. Quick trip to Rome, check. Now let's go to Venice. And we're here! On a giant poster. Tonight we're having oyster with the Kobe steak in the toaster. Waiting to feed my lions and shit. You better deal with it. Wait here, I'm back. So I will put the tag for that video here. But it's just so cool. It felt like if you've ever been to the lake, if any of you are from the Midwest and you've spent a weekend on the lake, it felt a lot like that. You're just like driving around on a boat, seeing a bunch of other people on boats, like it was just really cool. And there's a lot that you can do in Venice. So we got there via train. We got off the train, walked outside, and literally there was like a little walking area and then just water. And so we got in a river taxi or a water taxi, and they took us to like the mainland, and in that area is where the really historical church is, and then there's this cool tower that you can go up in and see pretty much all of Venice. It is the only city of its kind in the world. The streets are literally made out of water. Like, I didn't really understand what that meant before I got there, and then I got there and I was like, oh, the streets are made out of water. It sounds so weird. I don't know. Watch my video, watch other videos, do what you want, but definitely check out Venice. I highly recommend it. The fourth place I have to mention, I kind of consider a hidden gem because I had never heard of it. No one on my trip had ever heard of it. None of my friends or family had ever heard of it, but then we went and now everyone wants to go because it is incredibly beautiful, and it is called Malta. Malta is not the city that we went to. I don't remember the name of the city. I'll put it here. I'll look it up and I'll tell you the name of it. Malta is a very small island just south of Sicily, and it is so pretty. It's so blue. But seriously, the water is that blue, the sky is that blue. It is just incredibly blue and pretty everywhere. It's a very it's island life, so it's very laid back. Everyone's very chill. Everyone speaks English, which is nice, so that you can actually get around. We stayed in whatever the place is that I'm telling you that we stayed in, and we took a boat ride over to the island of Gozo, which is a sister island of Malta, and that's where most of my pictures are at, actually, is on that island. But you don't really stay on that island. I think that island is more... Can I get a counter on how many times I've said the word island? But that island is just more for like visiting on a boat ride, and then you go back to Malta, and that's where like all of the hotels are. But Gozo is gorgeous, Malta is gorgeous. It's just, you gotta go. Okay, number 5 is Santorini. And if you don't know what Santorini is, it is the place in Greece where you see all of those pictures where it's just a bunch of white buildings like in a cove around water, and it's incredibly gorgeous. That's Santorini. So we stayed in Ia. It's spelled like this. We went there on spring break. I went with the girl who is now my roommate, and one of her best friends from high school came and visited us, and like we just traveled around Greece together, which was super cool. But Ia is it's gorgeous. We went in an off season, so there weren't a whole lot of tourists, there weren't a whole lot of people. The weather was a little bit chilly. I think my spring break was in March. I don't really remember, March or April. But the weather wasn't incredibly ideal. It wasn't cold by any means or like bad weather. It just wasn't like gorgeous, sunny, you know, summer. It wasn't summer. But so that was the downside, but the plus side of that is there was really no one else there. So we pretty much had the entire place to ourselves. Our boutique hotel, this is the name. It's been a year since I've actually been abroad, so I don't remember the names of everything. So I'm just gonna put it right here. But that's the hotel that we stayed at. It was beautiful. Our room was beautiful. The woman who was like the desk person, the person who worked there, was so cool. We stayed up and talked with her for hours. She was just an incredibly cool human. There was a hot tub right outside of our room. It wasn't a private, was it a private hot tub? I don't really remember. No one else was ever in it but us. And we would spend like all of our evenings in the hot tub overlooking what I just mentioned, like the white buildings and the water, and it was just so pretty. So yeah, highly recommend going to Santorini. Santorini, we also took a boat ride similar to how we did in Malta. It was like I think it was like a yacht, and there were like very few people on it, again because it was like off season. They fed us, they took us to all these really cool caves and like hot springs, and it was pretty cheap, so I recommend that as well. And again, I also have Greece videos, so if you want to see my experience in Santorini, watch it. Okay, now for the fun part of this video, our sponsorship, my friends over at School Apply. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this video. I am having so much fun making it, so thanks for reaching out to me. Thanks for letting me do this for a second time. School Apply, like I said at the beginning of this video, is a website that helps you find a university to study at abroad. It is absolutely free to make your account, so you can just get on the website. This is what it will look like. I'll put a little clip up for you guys to see.
You start off by picking your level of study. We'll say bachelor's degree for now. Then you pick your discipline, what it is that you want to get your degree in. We'll say business, because that's a very popular one. And then let's just pick the United Kingdom. Then you choose your desired tuition fee, how much you are willing to pay for your schooling. And then it matches you with schools. So as you can see, based on those preferences I just put in, I have 158 schools that match those criteria. And then I can scroll through and look at the requirements and how to apply.
Not only does School Apply help you find the university that best fits your criteria, they also hold your hand and basically do all of the work in the application process of getting you to study abroad at that university. They have application review, essay assistance, one-on-one counseling, visa application assistance because you have to have a visa if you want to be studying abroad, and so many more things. The list is long of things that need to get done when you're trying to study abroad, and School Apply is there to help you make all of that go smoothly. So like I said, signing up for School Apply is absolutely free. You have to pay no upfront costs to make your account. But if you do want that extra help from my friends over at School Apply, making your application and submitting it and all of those things, there will be a small fee. But lucky for you, I have a discount code. I will put it across the screen here. You can put that in with checkout and you get $50 US off of your purchase. Their website is really straightforward and very easy to use. But if you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or email anyone at School Apply, and we will all be very happy to help you. Also, on that note of helping you, if you have any other questions about anything, whether it's study abroad related or life related or whatever, feel free to reach out to me. You can send me a comment or send me a DM like on Instagram. I'll put my handles here for you guys to reach out. I really do love talking to you guys. I think it's so fun when me talking to a camera turns into me talking to actual humans, and hearing your stories and giving my advice one-on-one. So if you want to DM me or be friends or hang out on the internet spaces, let's do it. But that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe by hitting the red button down below, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!